Hey Howard, how are you? Leona, welcome. Good to see you back. If you guys can do me a favor, when you log on, just say hi so we know you're here so we can say hi and big you up and see how everybody is doing. I'm just trying to share the link here with some of our groups. If you guys could do the same for me and share the link, um, so we can let everybody know we're on. Mr. McCook, what's going on, boss? Um, Mr. McCool. Um, so tonight we're gonna do something a little different. Well, it's not much different from what we've been doing of sharing information and having amazing discussions. But we're gonna talk about the different ways that you can make money from your farm operation, whether it's goat, um, pigs, sheep, all that stuff. Gonna try to break it down and see the different avenues that people can make money from their farm operation. For us, it's primarily goats. So, if anything I'm talking about is gonna be from the perspective of goats, and then somebody can chime in and see how it works for a pig operation, some a cook, and others. You know what I mean? But the fundamentals, I'm gonna try to cover it. All right. So I think my producer in the background, Miss Wilson, I think that thing that says Restream, I think that's her. She need to put her name in it. Trudy, you need to put your name in that thing so it doesn't just say Restream. Judy, yes, you need to put your name right there. Yes, Mr. Mako, the basic is the same. So you guys share. Let's get some people on, if you don't mind. Let's see what we can do to share information. Kenneth, welcome. Kenneth, we need to send you pictures of the dog. Like, he is growing so fast. And you know that he's fully vaccinated, he's all over the place and going to pastures with the goats, going to get them and come back. Yeah, he's doing great. Yeah, we call him General. And yeah, it says, and he, Sarge definitely puts him in under manners several times, let him know that he can't play too rough with the goats. So who else is here? Everybody that's on, just say hello. Let's it's a family here, so let's say hello to everybody that's on. If you're on, say hi, welcome, and we will get into it. Okay, so let me get into this. So first and foremost, the first thing with your operation, I would say, is get your operation set up properly. Well, as in, if it's a company, if you want, or it's private, whatever it is, get it set up properly. If it's a company that you're gonna take commercial, register the company, get all that stuff straight. So when you start growing, you don't have to worry about that stuff. You don't have to worry about registering the company. You don't have to worry about bank accounts for billing and all that stuff. Get that out of the way. Tax IDs and TRN for your company, all that stuff. Get that out of the way. We've been talking about that since last year, so people should not be surprised that that's one of the first thing I'm going to talk about is get those things out of the way. Because it's number one to know that you have your business set up and it's straight, so now you can focus on building the business and the growth of the business. All right. So not because it's a liquor farm operation, you don't know where it can go. If you're serious about it, you never know. Secondly, is start thinking about building a brand for your operation. What is your goal? What is the brand? What are you putting out there? You know what I'm saying? So for us, it's goats. It's no accident that the operation is called Cabra Ranch. Who don't know, Cabra is goat in Spanish. Because Trudy is fluent in Spanish. She's gonna say she's not, but she should be, because her parents are. So she should be. I'm sure she's there cussing me out. Oh well, if you don't speak fluent English, Trudy, give back the parents their money that they sent you to learn Spanish or taught you at home. She's gonna kill me, guys. She's gonna be so mad. Oh, she says she speaks fluent patois. I don't know which patois you think is your patois is fluent. That ain't fluent. Anyways, back to the business at hand. She's not here. She is on a different location. So I can make fun and bug her because she's not gonna come around the corner and slap me in the head. Okay, let's get back to it. So it's no accident that Cabra Ranch has the name it does, because it's all about how we're gonna brand the business and expand the brand, build a brand and grow with that brand. You know what I mean? So Connor, welcome back. So think about that stuff. Think about what is the name you're gonna give your operation? How does it apply in everything you do, right across the board, to do with the operation, the growth of the operation? You know what I mean? So you think about all that stuff and branding. I learned from King Curry. I remember the call he gave me, asked me if I'm a Secret Service, because we were so concerned about people knowing where the operation is. They're going to come and thief the goat them and all these things. And he's like, hey, just start keep putting the word out there that you're doing this, and, use the popularity as part of your security. The community will help you, secure your thing. And if people know that you're on social media, you're out there, more people know that even if you show your goats on social media, people will look out for you. You can easily post a picture of a goat and somebody steal the goat. You can say, yeah, they steal this goat. And, the word is out. So branding, start thinking about the name that you use. How easy does that translate on social media? How easy that translate in marketing your products and your farm operation? Think about that stuff. All those things I'm talking about right off the bat before we get into the different ways you can make money from the operation. Now, I always say Cabra Ranch is not your grandfather's grandfather operation. And the same goes for all of these people here. I'm sure right now, most of them, they're not looking at their operation the way they saw goat operation, pig operation, vegetable operation happening when we were kids. Nobody here, I'm sure nobody here is looking at it that way. Everybody here is thinking new ways of doing things, technology, efficiency, all that stuff. So with that said, then we need to act like it. We need to do things accordingly. You know what I mean? modern farming technology. Yeah, we need to get with it and start marketing, putting it out there that, okay, I'm going to be producing goats. I'm going to be selling goats. I'm going to be selling breeding stock. I'm getting into milk. I'm selling pigs, and my pigs are the best pigs. My pork chops is the best because it's butchered at a certain time and it's certain age, and it's the same. It goes across the board. You know what I mean? It goes across the board to start putting it out there that your product, your brand is special, and this is why it's special. And I find that the more you open up to your potential customers, the more they feel like they're a part of what you're doing and develop some form of loyalty to you. You know, and see Trudy dropping her notes in, and it's important that you give people a window into what you're doing. Give them a little window into what you're doing. Let them see how you go about doing things, because it's important for them for it to develop trust between you and the public, you and your potential customers. It develop trust. Nathan, what's going on? Welcome. And so social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is that you're comfortable with, start giving people a little window to look into how you're doing what you're doing, where you're at with it, what's going on with it. How many animals do you have? How many pigs? How many chicken you have? You know what I mean? If you're starting a new veggie bed, show them the process of doing it. Those things build trust with the potential customers, and people feel like, oh man, I see this thing from growth to now. I'm gonna be partaking in eating some fresh callaloo, because that callaloo not older than 2 months. I don't know what the proper age of callaloo is to be harvested, but think about it. If you have 50 people watching you plant the seed, transplant the suckers, and cut it, they know exactly the age of that callaloo. They know they're not getting old callaloo. They know the type of callaloo. They maybe know the callaloo brand, everything, and say, oh, that's my favorite. They know exactly where to get their favorite callaloo. You know what I'm saying? That is so important if they're watching it from growth, from the seedling to you cutting it and saying, yo, ready tomorrow. There you go. So branding, promoting, marketing, those things, administrative things, I'm saying, get them out of the way. Develop a system for that before we get into the different avenues of different revenue sources that you can have on your operation. You hear these dogs, like they hear my voice and they just feel like they need to make all kinds of noise while this thing's going on. See, Howard is always bigging us up. Howard says, yeah, he rejoices with our success and our pain. Of course, we share it all, and people support and feel our pain and celebrate our success. And that's what it's all about, building a brand and building a family, a support system, around your brand. And these people will be loyal to you and support and spread the word that, hey, you can go to these people because we trust them. You can trust them because of everything is transparent and everything happens just wide open, so you can know. People come here and buy goats, and I'm like, you don't have to take my word for the age of the goat that I'm selling you. Just go on my Facebook page or Instagram page, and you'll see that same goat as a kid, and you can tell how old that goat is. Yesterday that happened. So that's it. That's a perfect example right there of the ability to showcase your operation, the people, and the trust develop, because they're like a real good friend of ours, and he's a friend because of he started as a customer, Anthony. I know most of my guys here know Anthony Chili J. Chili J see a kid I post in our friendship group or whatever and said this kid is gonna be special. Chili said, "Yo, I want that goat." There's no question when he picked up the goat and the goat got picked up and the size of that goat at the time. If he didn't see that goat when that goat was a kid and know the age of the goat, he would have think that goat is way older than what the size of the goat when he got picked up. But at the end of the day, he saw the kid. He saw it when the kid was 3 days old. I posted a picture. So he knew exactly how old the goat is at that time when he got picked up. You know, but he was smart. He saw the potential like I did. Okay, let's get into the different revenue streams. I'll talk about goats because we do goats, but I got friends that do pigs and vegetables and all that stuff, so I'll be dabbling around. So let me start with goats. Meat. We'll start with goat meat. Now in Jamaica, everybody knows Jamaicans love goat meat. Goat meat is getting more and more expensive. However, if you're thinking of getting into goat operation and you're going in it to provide goat meat, to service your community with goat meat, the number one thing that I think you should think about is the type of goats that you're going to have to provide this meat. I know Jamaicans are about them native goats. The native goats, and there's a passion for curry native goat. However, not because you love the native curry goat doesn't mean that it's the best animal for a meat goat operation. One, they take so long to grow. Two, the meat to bone ratio is very small. Now, there is the Boer goats, which is the ideal meat goat operation, but in Jamaica, Boer goat is show goat. And like full-blood Boer goats is show goat, and they're very expensive, and the list goes on. We all know the story. What happens now is the hybrid, the mix, the graded, whatever name you want to call them. In my observation, my minimal experience in running our operation with Judy is graded, nice graded animals is the way to go in Jamaica for meat goat operation. Graded boars. You'd have to talk to someone like TJ and Paul Sayers and them to talk about the different levels of F1, F2, all that stuff. But the objective is to have more meat to bone ratio on an animal, and an animal that grows faster. Now, we've done our little experiment here on the farm to see the taste of the meat at 8-9 months, or basically before a year, and then after a year. And we found that the 8-9 months, 10 months animal that's like 80 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever, that meat is so tender and tastes better to us than the older animal that you have to cook forever. It tastes way better. It's tender. It takes less time to cook. It absorbs the seasoning and the spices better. So when you're thinking about a meat operation, think about, okay, what are the animals, the type of animals that suits that operation best? As I said, for us, I think it's the graded animals, graded boars. And think about the number. How many animals you will need to have a consistent supply of meat throughout the year based on the market you're servicing. Do you have a collective of people, 10 people, 20 people that you supply goat meat to? Or you just putting it out there, say, yo, I'm going to have goat meat the end of every month or twice a month, right? How many animals do you need? Now, when you get into that, you have to start thinking about your production system. What kind of production system do you run in order to have consistency? You know, for us, we started doing group breeding so we can have a number of animals kidding every 2 months. So we have animals on the ground every 2 months consistently. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I think we've been doing fairly good since last year. So meat goat production system has to be managed properly, because you can't have 3-4 months that you don't have product. You don't have, 2 or 3 goat to process to put on the market to service your clients. You can't have that. They'll go to somebody else and somebody else will give them better meat or more convenience or whatever it is. You can't afford to develop a customer base, loyal customers, and then 3 months pass and they get nothing from you. Somebody else will take them. So think about that stuff. How do you implement that? And the number of animals you need to have to service them. And then the production system, like any business, it has to be managed. There's no two ways about it. You got to have, record keeping. You got to have data collection of which mother is giving you a heavier kid. This mother with that buck gives you a nice kid. The buck over here with this mother is not doing too good, so you switch it to another one. Like, you got to have data to show that, is this working? Is it not working? What do I need to change? So don't forget, record keeping is very important. Like any business you go, successful business, they keep records of everything, whether it's taking stock of what's on the shelf or how many stuff is sold, when it's sold, who it's being sold to, all that stuff. It's the same principle on the farm. It's the same principle. Keep records. For us, I'll tell you guys, we keep records of kidding, breeding, weaning birth weight, weaning weight, the age it was sold and what weight it was when it's sold. When people are buying, we have a record of everybody that buys, name and location, everything. So we can go back and check our records and say, hey, this mother's goat was sold to XYZ. And so we have returning customers that we know we can't sell a female to because the person may have bought a buck that's related to the kid. So we have to be aware of these things. I'm not going to sell a customer a sister or a brother, because it wouldn't be fair. It's not good. It's not proper. There's nothing right about that. I'd rather lose the sale than sell a man a sister to the buck I sold him last year. It doesn't help him. I turn it down. I say, no, I don't have it. I can't sell you that kid because it's related to the buck you bought. So proper record keeping. Now, let's move on to, so in the case of pigs, I'm sure the principles are the same, right? Mr. McCook, he's our pig operation guy in our circle. So I'm pretty sure the principle of that is the same when it comes to meat production. Mr. McCook, give me a thumbs up or something so we know that I'm not off base here. And he says it's true, right? It's a similar process of having a production system, develop a system that gives you consistency and record keeping and marketing. Keep letting people know what you're doing, how you're doing it, why you're doing it, and let them know. Here's the thing, and I tell people this: posting pictures of your animal, talking about them, that is not selling. That is just branding, marketing. From doing that, you will get the sales. Do not think that you have to tell somebody, I have this animal for sale. If you have an animal on the farm that you think the kid, born as a kid, like in the case of Chili J, I just see the animal and say, yes, this is a nice buck. Let me make my community and my friends aware of this buck. Because I know it's going to be sold. I don't have to tell somebody or post it that this animal is for sale. I just need to showcase the animal from birth to weaning, and somebody will fall in love with that animal and say, I want that animal. It happens all the time. It's like if you guys go through our social media, you never see me saying these animals are for sale. No, I say they're beautiful, they're nice, they look good. They might grow sweet. I'm like those things. And because people are seeing them from kid and knowing that, oh, it's only been a month, it's only been 2 months. These animals are looking nice. I want one of these. There you go. Here's Anthony can testify that I saw the thing said. Yeah. You don't have to put those 2 words for sale. Start sell the animal from them barn. If you designate that animal for that, oh, I'm gonna sell that. Just start showcasing it. From a young kid, start showcasing it. Somebody will say, yo, I like that. I like that animal. I'm gonna call them and see if I have anything like that or that one specifically. So let's move on to another income stream. And I'm basing this on goat operation because that's what we do. Dairy, goat dairy. Goat dairy is an emerging market in Jamaica. But like any emerging market, it's all about the marketing. It's all about educating the public on the benefits and the accessibility to the product. Right? So for us, our initial reason for getting into goat business was goat milk, because Trudy made goat milk products. So in order for her not to go around and teach people goats, we said, let's start our own goat operation. Y'all know this story. I tell this story all the time. You guys gonna be like, this man keep telling us the same story. But anyways, it's true. And I keep saying it because out of the passion of the goat milk products that she's making, we said, okay, let's have our own goat operation, and we started the goat operation, and it took us 2 years to actually get to milking. One is we bought animals that weren't milkers, and then, we took all the advice we could get, and finally a good friend of ours, Mackie, just say, yo, start with what you got, man. Just start with what you have. Don't worry about finding the right milking animals and all that stuff. And then Ruby Goat Farm came about and said, look, I'll take any milk you can give me, I need some milk. And we started. And now we're in full swing of, goat gotta get milk every day. The process happens every day. So yes, let's talk about the dairy stuff. So there's many levels to the goat dairy, many levels. There's the milk, which is the milk, that actual milk, because Dr. Young has milk in the stores. Ruby Dairy Goat Farm has milk in the stores. And then there's the milk products, the cheese, lotion, soap, yogurt, ice cream. The list goes on and on. You know what I mean? And it's an emerging market. And all it's going to take is for the person, the company, the entity that's making these products to market it. Tell people about it. You know what I mean? Just tell people it's available. Tell people the benefits of it. I told you guys about the meeting at Dairy Board that there's an initiative going on to push and develop the goat dairy industry. But it can't happen without educating the public, and marketing. It's just marketing. It's just different ways of marketing. You don't have to tell people to buy the product. Just tell people the benefits of the product. Tell people the health benefits. Tell them how much better the milk is. Tell them the pH balance of the goat milk is closer to human so you can digest it better. Tell them it's better for people who's lactose intolerant. Just keep telling them the benefits, and then have tasting things and get some taste makers, and then people to talk about it. And next thing you know, you have a exploding industry because people just think, oh, this is really good. This is better. There's no difference between it and cow's milk and cow's milk products. Now, why I'm so super excited about the dairy industry is because the value added products that you can do, all these other things, these soap, lotion, all these products, lip balm, all kinds of stuff. You guys should look up a company in the US called Goat Milk Stuff. Goat Milk Stuff. If Trudy can find a link for them and post it in there for me, what? She's on fire. There you have it. There. Yeah, there it is. That company, all they sell is goat milk stuff. I don't think they sell goat milk itself. It's just goat milk products. I am so, when I look at what they're doing, it gets me excited, and then there's a side of me like, yo, that's what I want. That is what we want to do. We want to do that. Goat milk stuff, that place is ridiculous. Look at it. They're on Facebook. They go live every day on Facebook, showing around their barn, their animals, their cafe, their kitchen, or where they're making stuff. It's just like, whoa. We want Cabra Ranch to be that. We want that, and more. But it opens up your mind. It's like that emoji that goes, pfft. It's like the potential is so crazy with the goat milk stuff. The amount of products they have. I think by now they got hundreds of products that they're doing. Lip balm, lotion, soap, ice cream, cookies, everything they're doing. And they got visitors, so they got a agritourism type thing going on at the same time. They have a whole big cafeteria for people to come and visit the farm and eat and buy merchandise and do everything. It's amazing. And Trudy and I have been watching this company from from we started thinking about this, we found them and we're like, this is it. We're like stalkers on their website and their Facebook page. We're like, oh my God, we want this so bad. So that's why I'm so excited about the dairy side of things. Okay, so now, how do you get to the dairy stuff? We know the government has an initiative going. And as I said to you guys before, we just started. We don't have no real dairy goats. We have, graded, and we have 3 Nubians, purebred Nubians. But because of our group breeding, now we have 10, 15 mothers that have kids on them with milk. So what maybe 5 or 6 good dairy goats will give, the amount of milk 5 or 6 good dairy goats will give us, we'll get that from maybe 10 or 12. It doesn't matter. We got it. We getting milk. You know what I mean? So it may take us a little more time, but we have the milk, And then we also realize that, some of these goats can give some milk if we start the process, because, keeping the kids away overnight, you see how much milk is built up and all that stuff. Proper nutrition, consult with our nutritionist and change feeding and change the way we feed them and all that stuff, change the management a little bit, and we get milk. So take that in consideration. You don't need 100 goats to have a good goat dairy operation. You may only need 40. You know what I mean? But if it's managed right, you may produce enough milk to produce the products you need to put on the market. See what I'm saying? We went to a dairy goat farm in Atlanta, and that woman had 40 goats. And she had a massive, like, well, I wouldn't say massive, but she had a very decent setup where she can milk 12 goats at a time. And the milk goes from the milking station through these pipes into the pasteurizer. Doesn't see the light of day. And from the pasteurizer straight to her cheese thing. No, yeah, you can come sit. So it is very important to think about what you want to do and the results you want, and do the research, and realize that you don't need 100 goats to have a dairy production. You just need maybe 40 very good milkers or half decent milkers and produce the products you need, the milk you need to make the products, you know? So the next one, hello, am I still there? And anybody there, give me a thumbs up if you're there. I think I just, Judy? Okay, good. I thought I lost it there for a second. So sorry. Where was I? Breeding stock. Jamaica is all about breeding stock. Everybody is selling goats for breeding stock. Whether it's quality or not quality, everybody's selling goats for breeding stock. My opinion is it is very lucrative, somewhat saturated, but because we don't have enough quality animals, it's a very viable business in Jamaica. But like any other business, you got to market your operation properly. You got to showcase the animals, the quality of the animals, and develop your herd from reputable breeders. And I'm of the strong belief that the openness and transparency of breeding stock operation is of vital importance in Jamaica. In order for you to develop a solid customer base and have integrity, transparency is very important. We've had too many stories, too many people talking about being cheated, being sold animals that don't worth anything, or overpriced animals. The list goes on and on and on and on. So the breeding thing it's viable. Everybody's doing it. But if you want to really excel at it, in my opinion, is transparency and having quality animals, whether it's graded or full blood purebred. Quality, showcase the quality. get people that knows about the animals to come on your operation, do a analysis and appraise your animals and tell you the truth. We had Mr. Farron come and tell us about the animals we have here. I was happy that we had 2 bucks that he thought very highly of, but he also showed us animals that we have the 2 little purebred Nubians that he's like, yo, ain't nothing going on for them. You know what I mean? They're not really quality breeding stock. And he made it very clear. He's like, they came, the whole of them came into a group that wasn't too thing, Then we had grind. Thanks, truly. Like, it's all about, if you're in it for that, then get quality. Showcase quality. Have the pride and the enthusiasm like Maki, like women like Paul Sayers that, all about him quality Nubians and him, just be about the quality. Showcase the quality. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody needs to talk to Flo. Because he keeps giving me, the system keeps telling me the internet is weak. But let's keep going. Quality animals for breeding stock is very important. And knowledge of these animals. I don't think people should be selling breeding stock on a certain level if they can't talk about the line of the animal, where it's coming from. Like, I understand the whole graded thing. Graded animals are different because you can tell, look at them, they're graded. Look at the quality, know what the conformation should be, what the animal should look like, the breed should look like. And, you get away with quality animals based on, the top line, the size of the chest, all that stuff. But when you get into full blood and purebred, you better know. You better know the lines. You better know the genetics. You better be on top of your game when it comes to that if you're going to be selling people full blood, purebred animals. The Dr. Young said they're going to have a workshop with Samuel Golding on these things. Yeah, like, it's very important. I'm so frustrated with seeing these messages, these postings of people talking about, getting cheated out of animals, quality animals, being overpriced an animal, posting animal, what do you think? And then other people just rip it apart saying, as animals don't worth nothing. It's like, as a community, we should be able to do better. It doesn't make any sense that people are selling purebred and full blood and it's not. And okay, even if it is, it's not quality. I got a little purebred buck right here in this North Lounge here. I don't know what to do with it because I know it's a purebred, but I wouldn't sell it as a breeding stock purebred. It's gonna be. I think that animal is definitely gonna be sold as a graded animal, or at the price of the graded animal will be sold at. Because unless something happened in the next month or something where he has a growth spurt or something happens, and I'm like, oh, he's a late bloomer. That goat does not look, compared to when he was born with I'll show you guys a picture tomorrow. I have a spotted buck, purebred buck, that's just amazing looking. And they were born about the same time with this other purebred buck. You'll see the big difference. In my heart, I don't feel like that buck they're the same. I don't think comparatively they're the same quality. I don't think so. So integrity, as Dr. Young said, is very important. Like, and for me, because I'm not a genetics guru and I don't know the different lines and all them things, I can only go off what the experts tell me. Like we held those two purebred here because I didn't know how to sell them. I get all advice until Mr. Farron came here and said, "Yo, they're good." Actually, Oral Robinson, what his name is, Oral, and Mr. Bernard first came here and said they were quality when they were younger and the growth. And then Mr. Farron came and confirmed it. And then I said, okay, finally, I can feel comfortable that these two purebred and bucks are quality purebred bucks. You know what I mean? So breeding stock is viable. It's hot. People can't, especially females, people can't keep animals on their farm because it's selling so much. But what are you buying? What are you selling? You know, a lot of them animals, as Dr. Young says, should be curry. Seriously, you know. But I digress. I think I've beaten that enough. I want to dig into value-added product, which is the next thing. I touched on it for milk, but there's also value added from meat. So let me give you an example of the meat situation that I'm thinking here. So if you, as I mentioned earlier, if you have 25 people that you're providing meat to, goat meat, and you realize that, okay, these people may also like burgers. Maybe you can, try a little goat meat burger. Give it to them as a sample. Say, yo, you want to try this next time you're doing some burger and let me know what you think. And if them like it, then you say, yo, I can give you that. I can provide that for you. Develop from there. There's burgers. They can be sausage. They could be, you could actually pre-season the meat for them. That's value added. You know what I mean? Different cuts. Because us here, we've done different cuts. We put the whole rump on the grill. We've done different cuts. And you can start introducing different style of cooking the meat. You can stew goat meat. It doesn't have to be curry by itself. You know what I mean? You can do different things and introduce it to your customer base. And that's value added. It's straight up value added. You're adding value to the meat. You're not just giving them chop up meat. Pre-seasoned curry, pre-seasoned stew, sausage, burgers, all the different things. We have a whole long list. Ribs, stuff that you can put on the grill. All of that stuff. And you can sell it at a premium price. You'll find people that are into that stuff, not just the curry goat. You got the people that own a barbecue, a grill, and they're like, oh, I'd love to try that. I'd love to put it on the grill. They got lots of foodies, people who want to try different things. We call them foodies. Y'all know, you don't know the joke. Foodies, kebabs, like Judy got a whole long list. Value added products is the key. And you don't have to have 1,000 people to sell to. You just need to have 50, 100 people, 125 people that you supply on a regular basis and build out from there. Those 100 people are going to tell other people until a supermarket say, yo, I'll carry your products because I keep hearing good things about it. You started one supermarket. But remember your management, because you can't afford to tell a supermarket so you can get them burger meat and then 2 months on the road you don't have no more burger meat. You gotta manage your system. It doesn't make any sense. You can't be consistent with it. Now let's go into, we talked about the milk products, value added milk products. That is key. That is the big one that's going to come up out of the goat business. because the meat is already established. You just need to be expanded. But the milk is like new. It's new, and there's so much potential. I drop all about all the different ways that people can deal with value added products from milk. So I feel like the value added is the biggest way to make money from goat operation. Value added. Because once you add value to it and it's unique, it can be sold for premium price. It can be sold at premium price. There's so many different outlets for that stuff. There's restaurants, top-end restaurants, hotels, foodies, people who really eat good food and like trying different things, people with disposable income, teachers, nurses, doctors, those type of people, who like to put on a nice little party and try something different. You know what I mean? Can you imagine, Trudy mentioned kebabs? Can you imagine good kebabs and they put that on and put it out and people say, what is this? And the man say, yo, that's goat meat. And you remember say, your goat meat are nice and tender and old goat, non fresh goat, flatbread. There's so many different things that you can do with the value added stuff. People just need to think about it. And with value added stuff, you don't need a whole heap of hundreds and thousands of goat. People get stuck on this whole thing about cutting into import bill and all that stuff. Who's gonna sit around and wait? Who's gonna sit around with the government to make decisions that's gonna cut in? Now, start carving out your market. Carving out your market and position yourself in the event this happens. In the event they say, okay, we're giving you 3% or whatever it is, 5%. In the event it happened, you're positioned to take advantage. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? Now, there's another little thing that we're trying to develop here at Cabo Ranch, and that's the goat droppings. I know Ruby goats have it, what they call theirs, Judy. We notice it on their website. They call it Ruby Doo or something like that. Yeah, Ruby Doo. So they bag the goat droppings and they brand it Ruby Doo. And, we've had, a few people that come and buy goat droppings from us. We haven't started marketing it yet, but we're going to do it. What's our name, Trudy? Put it out there. I could drop it. Premiere the Cabo Ranch goat droppings name, Trudy. Drop it in the thing so people and let's get our family to tell us what them think. Let's put it in there and let them tell us if we're onto something or it's whack. Anybody who says it's whack, I'm gonna ban them from iGoat chat. I'm just kidding. You guys tell us the truth. You guys tell us the truth. Because I think it's hot and truly think it's hot, but then look at we're consumed by this operation. We don't know if we're on the right track. Judy, can you put it in there, please, so we can get our family feedback? But I think the agriculture industry is getting so much push that there's different vegetable operations happening, and if you can market manure, compost, whatever it is, as a value added product to these farmers, it's an operation. It can be another income stream. It can be another income stream. Compost or just the manure, broken down manure, whatever it is. If the cannabis industry want the good manure like that that's not so strong to burn up them plants and them things, it's an option. Marketing, putting it out there, doing the research, finding out how best it's applied, and tell people the benefits. That is our plan. Caca de cabra. There you go. So maybe we should, I'm gonna try to get a vote on it and see, because I think we can make it work. I think we can. I think we're onto something. You know. Um, so Makuk say he used the animal manure and broken down in many forms as his fertilizer instead of chemicals. That's another value added product. It's dropping. It's dropping. Well, I wouldn't say it's for free because you pay for it somehow, but it's dropping. It's there. It's like producing every day. It's being produced every day, hundreds, thousands of droppings, pounds or tons a month or whatever it is. It's dropping, and we got to figure out, okay, how do we harvest it and what do we do with it? It's not like we don't know. We're not reinventing the wheel. The only thing we're trying to do is, raise the stakes a bit, market it. Liliana says she used her goat droppings for manure. Think about, let's, as a collective, let's have a focus group on this and see the benefits and start sharing all the benefits. The best time to use it. How long should we break it down for? How long should it break down before it's used? When it's best used? What's the best way to harvest it? How to store it? We could have a focus group on this and put it out there and just let us start figuring out how we can sell it. You know what I mean? There's everybody here saying how they use it or use it. We should definitely have a focus group and do a research and say, how can we best use goat manure? When is the best time to use it? I trust me. I'm so excited about this. The next one is on a smaller scale, is a petting zoo. If you're in an area, I use DBoss Farm as an example. He's in an area that has access to tourists. And he has an amazing operation going on. An amazing operation. Birds, animals, all kinds of things he got going on there. And he's getting tourists to come through on a regular basis, pay something, just hang out with these animals, feed these animals, pet these animals. So if you're in an area that you have access to tourists, they're not far, they don't have to, come all up in the mountains or whatever it is, that is a viable business because there's nothing cuter than little goat kids. Maybe I'm biased, but trust me, I don't know any young pig will look as cute as a little goat kid. And if you're friendly with them, if you grow them friendly, you definitely can have them come and play with you, feed them, jump on you, pet. Like, there's so much. We have bottle-fed kids that, we basically have to be beating them off of us. Because they always, as you come close, they're jumping on you, they're chewing on your clothes, they're, putting their front legs up. Dr. Peter, show me a pig that's as cute as goat. Anybody in here agree that goat kids are cuter than piglets? Or what's the proper name for young pigs? I think it's piglets. I don't think they're as cute. That's just, I'm biased. So if you're in an area like that, think about it. You don't need to have a lot of goats. You just need to have a few nice, cute goats that are friendly. And think about it. If you set up like us, that group breeding, and you always have young kids every month, every other, whatever it is, that are nice and friendly, and you get visitors every day, especially in the high season, you're getting, 25 visitors, 50 visitors every day. That's good revenue. And think about it. If you incorporate all the aforementioned revenue stream, if you're in a tourist area and you apply all the above, the aforementioned revenue stream, along with a petting zoo, not only are you selling those people kids to pet, they can come and pet, you're going to sell them ice cream, you're going to able to give back, sell them lunch, which is like goat meat burger with goat cheese on it, merchandise. You have a full-fledged business, straight, one-stop shop. One-stop shop if you're in that area. We're trying to develop that right here. Everybody know agritourism, we're trying to do the whole shebang. Hence why we look the way we look, do what we do. But if you're in an area like that, think about it. Think about it. You could do the whole thing. You could do all of the ones that we mentioned. Every one of them you could do. Plus, if you're in a tourist area and you have tourists coming through, you have to remove all that dropping on a regular basis. So everything falls into place for you. Just got to think outside the box. Think about them on a big scale, on a, not like this, but so, like wide open. All the different potentials from the one little operation, all the different potentials. I'm not saying it's easy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is easy. No successful business is easy. Maybe a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of sleep stinking, a lot of different things to make it work. But the potential is there. It's huge potential. Huge potential. And we know that their government have initiative to support a lot of these things. Yeah, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Yeah. And the last one I have on my list, I'm not a big fan of it, but I have to put it out there because it's an option. It's buck service. Now, that one is a little, what's the word? I have conflicted feelings about this one. Because one, the biosecurity part of it, right? Especially in Jamaica where people don't keep records, people don't know nothing about them animals. It's kind of, a controversial topic, buck service for me. But it is an option. If you have an amazing buck and proven quality, especially if it comes from a good breeder that you can track and you can for sure tell people this is a, Magnum line or all the other popular ones that people love to gravitate to, then you can do buck service, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 shot, whatever it is. And we know how well these bucks can work if they're in really good condition. And that's good money. That's decent money if you do it on a consistent basis. The risk is really up there when you talk about parasites, disease, all them things. The risk is up there. So you got to take that into consideration. You can do it with trusted friends and farmers that you know. But I know for us, we wouldn't do it. I don't know if we could do it. We don't want to open ourselves to that risk. But if you're willing to take the risk or you can manage that risk, it's an option. You just need to put it out there. Like Teardrop, that Nubian book from TJ, is popular amongst the forums and all them things. Whoever owns Teardrop should definitely make good money off Teardrop for book service because of the reputation he has, the reputation behind his name. The Teardrop is a personality book. Everybody for the most part, know about Teardrop. I know the quality that Teardrop produces. So you can think about that. See, Howard says you can set aside a book for that. You can set aside one book that's just for rental. Yeah. Don't keep him with the rest of the herd. There you go. There's a solution right there. There's a solution right there. Spray him down every time in deal with somebody, spray him down and put him back in that place. That he's away from the animal, the rest of the herd. But yeah, if you have an amazing book, reputation, the genetics can be traced, highly thought of, highly respected, you can make good money from it because they can work hard. So, your time you say, people are doing that. Yeah, I know a lot of people doing book service, but they advertise it? Do they say, yo, look at this book. This book is massive. This book is producing, his average weaning weight is 52. His average birth weight is 10. Like, trust me, you put that kind of information out there and pictures to back it up, you'll be amazed the calls you get because it's cheaper for people to come get book service than to buy a book. And you could easily make, $50,000-$60,000 a month or even a week. Because some book can work hard. So Thomas from Scotland. We got a Scottish family member. Welcome, Thomas, people. Give him a warm welcome. So that was the last on my list of revenue streams that I can say would be viable revenue streams based on the Jamaican market. So a lot of them, they know it's mostly focused on goats, but a lot of it can be, applied to other livestock operation. So you guys tell me if you guys have any questions. Now's the time to, drop in your questions. If you have any comments and your own thought process of things, any suggestions, your own ideas that I didn't put on the table, let's put it in here. Let's have an open discussion on it and have, as a group, as a family, we talk about it and see what people think. If you have an idea that you think will work, trust me, don't be scared to put your ideas out there because, some people are scared, oh man, I'm going to thief my idea. Trust me, you shouldn't think like that because it's your commitment to it. It's your drive to make it happen that make the difference. How are you going to do it? If you don't want to talk about how you want to do it, then, it's up to you still because some people have some ideas and like, I don't even want people to know that it exists. But yeah, if you start it up and secure it, then you can talk about it. See, Connor says we have to think about the whole goat meat, milk, poop, and skin. Nothing wasted. Yeah, it's all of it can be sold. Everything you mentioned there, it's viable. You know, one cocoa full basket. Because a lot of the, like, especially the goat dropping, it has to be removed anyways. You can't let it pile up forever. So do something with it. What is a reasonable size herd? Nathan, so what reasonable size herd needed to be a player in the meat market? Okay, so this is a question that I get asked quite a few times. It all depends on the scale that you want to go at. Because, as I said earlier, you could have 25 people, 50 people that you regularly supply meat to. And that's your initial meat market. Give them quality meat, deliver it to them. Make sure the for them meat is not old meat or whatever. It's your quality meat. Let them spread the word that this guy have quality meat, and then you scale up from there. Be patient about it. Because at the end of the day, if you have giving 50 people quality meat, you can charge them premium price. Once you get them used to that good meat, and they may skip you 1 month and go buy meat at the supermarket or whatever and realize the meat is not the same, then will come back. You know what I mean? That's how you start. Don't think about the dance and the party and the dead yard and thing. Them people don't care what the meat tastes like. The people that will care what the meat tastes like is the people them that's definitely keeping small gatherings or cooking it at home, and they have disposable income. Those are the people that you should target when you're starting out to sell the meat, to establish your meat brand. Those are the people. You know, I'm not saying you shouldn't sell the man in my dance and them thing, but to establish your brand, to get returning customers, you got to focus on the people who disposable income, teachers, doctors, nurses. You know, package it, sell it to them, then open the package, drop it in the pot, and cook it for 2 hours, and it's good to go. You know, Leona said she sell her meat for $5 per pound. And Leona assumed that that's processed meat. Jamaica is more expensive in Jamaica. In Canada, it's $5.75. Mr. Marcook say, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Marcook says it's $5.75, $5.75 per pound. You know, the production size. Maybe I'm not understanding you, Nathan. Production size. You're talking about the number of animals, right? Give me a thumbs up if that's what you're talking about. The number of animals you need to have. Nathan, give me a thumbs up or something. If you're talking about the number of animals, yes, there you go. If you're talking about the number of animals, it's based on what your initial supply is going to be. Let's say you have 25 goats, and you say, okay, I'm going to start up and start supplying. How can I process 100 pounds of meat for the month, or 200 pounds of meat for the month? How many kids do you need to produce on a consistent basis? How do you need to split up that herd to have that amount of meat on a consistent basis? Are you breeding 5 goats every month? So every month kids are dropping. Are you breeding 10? You know, it's come the production system, you know, works according to what the end result should be. What you want your end result should be, you set up your production system accordingly. The size, the number of animals that you have, that's the difference between scaling up and what your initial output will be, what you want the initial output to be. For me, I'd rather try to start out securing my customer base and growing, instead of having a whole lot of meat or a whole lot that I can don't know what to do with and have to sell it all cheap. You know, if you want to establish a real customer base, then you start out 5, 10 people, 20 people, and keep it growing. Get them people to tell some people to tell some people, and that's how it works. Hold on, important client calling me. Mr. Mackey is calling. I have to tell him I'm live. Mackey, I'm live. Obviously, you're not watching, which is not impressive. I'm very disappointed, sir. All right, I'll call you back. All right, cool. Yeah, see, we know all about my top. I just tell my big brother and say he's not watching, and I'm very upset. Yeah, so back to you, Nathan. You have to figure where you want to start. How many customers do you have? You know, and there's also the communities there where you tell your whole community, say, you go butcher goat Sunday and them come and buy. There's many different ways to do it. You know what I mean? For me, you can do both. You can have the whole community say, yo, man, I go down on Nathan and go buy goat meat Sunday morning or Saturday evening or whatever it is. And then you can have your customers that you prepare for them, like nice packaging, put it in a cooler, carry it, go drop it off, and make them know, say, them good. You can have both. So, it's up to you to do the assessment and analyze how your thing's going to work and just go at it. You know what I mean? The old school way is definitely kill 3, 4 goat Sunday and everybody come by. That's the old school way. But for me, you also need to have people who are committed, consistent people that you make it convenient for them to get them goat meat, them supply of goat meat, and you don't even have to get cash and just automatic deposit that in their account on a monthly basis. Yeah. They're looking for convenience and consistency. If a man knows, say, yo, me can only afford to eat goat meat once a month, and I go buy 10 pounds, and in family will get treated with goat meat once a month, then you tell them, say, yeah, me can supply that, you don't have to worry about it, me come drop it off for you. And it's going to be nicely packaged. And we can even pre-season it for you. The pre-season one's going to be an extra $5 or $50, whatever it is. So I'm telling you guys, these are things that I'm putting out there because we, as Cabo Ranch, think about these things and how we want to move forward and grow our operation. And the thing about it is, why we're going to keep it to ourselves. Share it. Tell people what we're thinking. And if we're going wrong, you guys can correct us or give us better ideas or another way to do it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. It doesn't have to be one track. It could be dynamic. It could be many different ways. You just want to make sure that consistency, quality, consistency, and convenience to your customers is paramount, and the business will grow. Worst thing is when you don't have anything for them. They just move on to somebody else. You don't want that. So you structure your production accordingly. Structure it so you can consistently, even if it's only 100 pounds you do a month, consistently do that 100 pounds. Fly high, fly low, you have in that 100 pounds. Don't go buy an old goat just to make up the 100 pounds, because then you're compromising the quality aspect of your product. Unless you buy it from a reputable farmer that is selling you a 8, 9 month, 10-month goat, and the quality is going to be good, then you can do that. You can partner with somebody who is going to give you quality and don't give you a 2-year-old goat just to make it up. So, if you're Leona, say, if you cut out the meat, you can charge more. Yeah. Value added, man. It's the way it goes. Any other questions? Linda, why are you laughing at me, Linda? Any other questions? Any other suggestions? I didn't realize already almost an hour and a half in. We're going with things. Miss Wilson, do you have any suggestion? Do you see me missing anything there? Okay. So then maybe I can wrap this up and thank you all for participating. Thank you guys for, listening to me go at it for an hour and a half. I think this was a topic that I thought about a lot. Oh, we still got more questions. Is there a market for goat skin leather? I don't know how strong the market is, but I've gotten calls from people looking for goat skin. But if you have a processing plant, processing abattoir at your place, and you're gonna have these goat meats, put it out there. Goat skin, put it out there that you have it. Figure out how to cure it, how to thing it, and put it out there that you have it. Because guess what? My understanding is that if you cure it and deal with it right, then it can be stored easily without any smell or any whatever. It can be stored, so you can, cure it properly, whatever, and spread it out, cure it, and stack them. Find a spot on your farm or thing and start stacking them in a safe place, and then put it out there that you have it. And a man says, "Okay, I'll take 25. Okay, come next week, we'll have 25 ready for you." Yeah. Everything, it comes down to letting people know it's available, the marketing of it. And once you do that, it will happen. People will come and buy it. Yeah. And then if somebody say, yeah, you can sell the skin as part of the managed water package, all that's a big deal too. Managed water package, goat head, goat foot, tripe, them thing there. Different, just market it. Managed water package is like, man, I go cook some soup and sell out, so you must come buy the whole package. Linda, it's Mackie. You know her friend Mackie. Mackie shouldn't be calling me at this time. Should I know better? I'm pretty sure he didn't realize, say, yo, the live is going on. He's calling me in the middle of my life. So yeah. So just anything you think that you can get, you can put on a market from your operation, put it out there. Tell people it's available. Yeah. There's many different ways. See, people have creative ways of adding value to the things. The only thing is that they're not telling people they're doing it. They're not telling people it's available. Tell people it's available. It takes a little process to get it ready for market, but because of that process, it can be premium price. It definitely could be premium price. I don't know, there's very few people I know sell managed water package. Very few. So go for it. And so thank you guys for being here. Thank you for participating. Thanks for all the interaction. Big up all the family members. And we will definitely see you guys next week, same time, same place. And I give thanks all the time for you guys, showing us love and support, each and every one of y'all. Thank you, my producer, beautiful Judy Wilson, in the background there. And see you guys next week. All right. Thank you.